Is this thing on? Can people hear me? Yo! See if I can feed this thing, you know. Alright. Right. Log on, people. Sanjae Uchiha here. Wait, Giddy, Alan, Fibs, and the purple Uchiha. Log on. I'm trying to know how long I've been messing with these. Okay, so that works. Log on, people. Hope everybody I hear me clearly. Why, not too bad. A bit tired, if I'm being honest, Giddy. Honestly, as I say, as you can even tell by the title, home from work. We had Splinter Cell. I'm imagining that I want to read the chapter already. So that's the next thing too. I mean, probably share out the stream. Before we start. Should I probably even start up Discord then? All these things for the post show. Hold on, guys, before we jump into it. Just want to see if I can share the stream. All right, we are live and ready to go. All right, stream. 16 likes. Stream quality look good. Wait, Javier Sustaita, is that how you pronounce it? I'm not too bad. Just come off the work, so just want to make sure it's everything good with the stream before I jump into the chapter itself. I'm probably bring up Streamlabs as well. Doop. Alright, so I got these YouTube animations as well, so I'm just gonna make sure all of them are good and it's working. So that's that. Yeah. That's that. Alright, so I think we are good to go. Considering it's not much of us in here in stream, probably no need to put on super chats as a pin comment. Considering, I mean, it's in the description if necessary, but yeah, just eat so far. Wait, William. Oh, go on. And so the chapter is fire. No, Fibs. Yeah, you realize it's literally in the title. I haven't read the chapter yet. Alright, so even though probably there's no need for super chats, but I'm gonna still put it as a pinned pin comment. If you're say enjoying the night, William. Hope everyone's doing great. Edits. We good. Doom. Streamlabs. Hold on, getting into it. Dashboard. Alright. Let me just pin this. As I said, since there's not much of us, probably not necessary, but I'm gonna pin it either way. So, super chats. Oh, wait, I should probably say. Just unpin message. Alright. That's more like it. Alright, so it's been long enough. 10 of us here. I guess if anybody else joins, guys, also definitely share out the stream. Let me just switch over to right over here. Woo! Hopefully the screen don't look too crowded. Alright, so I'm jumping into no spoilers. Hidden Leaf Wagwan. Welcome to the stream, Yasubi. I'm about to jump into it. It's a long day. Hope everyone's been good. Hidden Leaf, hope you had a great day too. But yeah, I did kind of spoil myself on the chapter title though, which is Bro, which is like honestly, Kishi, like just these chapter titles, like honestly. Alright, so let's go. Let me see. Super chats while on the live chats. Alright, cool. Alright, so they're continuing with these alternative colored cover pages, which I've always been a fan of. I don't know what you guys think. Let's see here. Hold on. We're just a Sasuke without chakra? What go on? Jeez, peace. Refresh them. Alright, I have this one horizontal, I want this one vertical. Alright, chapter 54, bro. Let's get into it with the live reaction. Everyone can hear me? Loud and clear? Yo. Let me see. I want to just test this on this screen as well. See if these work properly here. Even though them kind of all over the place. I don't know why they just don't stay one place. Yeah. I've been fighting with these animations in OBS for a little while, but anyway, chapter. Alright, let's see. Alright, so last time we had Momoshiki come in, make Sasuke the use of the Rinnegan. The art's looking good. So there, I've blocked your pesky space-time ninjutsu. There's no escape for you now. Momoshiki, he's completely taken over Boruto's consciousness. This is the second time I've emerged. It sure is nice being free. But no, it's serious. Boruto's shattered wrist is healed. Based on his movements, the other fractures are too. It must be his special healing abilities. Don't you want to get rid of it? This annoying accursed mark? So help me out. Let's go crush Jigen and the rest of Kara with him. No way, you've got to be kidding me. Come on, Boruto. Alright, Shadow. You've been freed too, Kawaki. Isshiki's soul has been thoroughly extinguished. Where's your smile? Like, this panel right here is like Ikimoto. I don't know if Ikimoto's drawing Borushiki to like being smiling or it just look kind of odd. But whatever. I know you're in there. Don't let him control you. Wake up already, digger. Well, I suppose in your case your freedom is fleeting. Alright. Shut up, White Eye. Stay out of this. Relax, there's nothing you can do. Momoshiki just chilling, you see me? Alright. Kawaki going in. Of course, his body is still a scientific ninja weapon. Dodge. Shuriken. Alright, alright. Everybody coming in with the potential theories after my finish read. Alright, cool. No problem. No problem. Let me see something there. Streamlabs. Alright, cool. So with the shuriken, block, leave off the part of the hand, run in. Borushiki dodges, coming down with the kunai. Stabbing the block. Good, just as I'd hope. It seems the extraction has progressed quite far, which means it should work. With Sasuke being useful? Yo! Alright. This is getting exciting now. Are you okay, Kawaki? Yeah, thanks. What do you mean by that? I mean that even if karma itself has vanished, the Otsutsuki data that was extracted still remains in your body. What? Just as with Boruto, the process was about at about 80% complete in you. That's right, your body is almost fully Otsutsuki at this point. Interesting. So I guess that would well, I don't want to drop the gun, but I guess that explains why I can still use karma, quote unquote, in the future. So if his body is still mostly Otsutsuki, what is there any risk to that? And so I should be able to use you as my sacrifice to cultivate the divine tree. Oh, okay. Might be on the small side, but it ought to yield a decent sized fruit. Alright, cool. He's going to do the same thing Isshiki was planning for Boruto with Kawaki. I'll find the 10 tails that Isshiki hid somewhere and then feed you to it and claim its fruit. I'm sick and tired of all you people using the rest of us like objects. Jeez, please. It's pissing me off. Of course, Naruto can't really do nothing. As expected, I never really expect Naruto to do much this chapter. I was expecting it to be, if you guys watch the expectations video, it was mostly going to be, for me, you know, Boruto, Momoshiki, Sasuke, Kawaki, isn't it? Alright. Kick back Kawaki. So my what I'm wondering is it that when your body is mostly Otsutsuki at this point, alright? Does your base strength get a increase? That's what I'm wondering. Damn it, wake up. Boruto, Sasuke, slash Sharingan. Run lightning style through it. Huh? You should have easily been able to absorb the attack using karma. That's true. That's true. Do you really intend to kill your favorite student, Uchiha Sasuke? Alright. Don't worry. I swear to stop you with all my strength even after kill you, of course. I had to flash back to that. Bombard's EMS. Yes, if I must, because I'm his teacher. Yeah. Alright. We like the focus on Sasuke. Yamaterasu. Shadow Clone Jutsu. He used a doppelganger as a shield. If I'm not careful, I run out of chakra first. Jeez and peace. Fire style. Fireball Jutsu. He didn't absorb it again. I wonder. Lord 7th. Kawaki, listen. Hey, something's wrong with Lord 7th. Must be the side effect that power used earlier. This is bad, but we have no time to lose. If we don't deal with Boruto first, we'll all be dead. He really seems to want to take you captive for the divine tree, but at the same time, he can escape from here using space-time ninjutsu at will. Don't forget that. Damn it, I know that. I want to get Boruto back before that happens. So we have a way to return to the village too. Okay, makes sense, yeah. That's easier said than done. Do you have a plan? Listen, Boruto lost consciousness because he expended too much chakra. No, that doesn't sound right. Because it was the space-time here, the Rinnegan. Wasn't it more so the injury? Now his hand was broken. Is it really because he lost too much chakra? I mean, I know. That sounds sketchy to me. Anyway, there's a high chance that's the direct trigger to Momoshiki manifesting. Conversely, if we can restore his chakra, Boruto may be able to regain consciousness. Okay, it's a good theory. It's a pretty big leap in logic. You have any proof? Karma. He hasn't made any attempt to absorb jutsu using karma. Probably because he can't risk refilling Boruto's chakra. That has to be it. Alright. He's noticed. I can't let my guard down with him. He might be wounded, but I still won't walk away unarmed if I face him head on. It's time to bring that out. That? Wonder what Borushiki I talk about? No. Guys, don't forget to like and share the stream out. Alright. I want to try to force him to absorb chakra without us going down first. But the usual stuff ain't gonna cut it. We might as well... Wait, what? The freak? Too weak to be a mortal blow, but still mighty painful if it hits your vitals. Is it that ear palm? Oh, it's vanishing Rinnegan. Oh, seriously? Jeez of peace. How are you gonna make up for that? You're still going on about that? I apologize already. I'll go find something, okay? A replacement. That good enough? That's the part of you that I don't like. No. Resisting is futile. Prepare to get eaten. It's not just about karma. For me, anymore at this point, you're too important to me to leave you be. Right, bro? Alright, so damn it, you're a pain in the butt. From the very first moment we met. Wait. What Kawaki do? That's not a doppelganger, it's him. He's burning himself up. Has he lost his mind? I'm not losing my only sacrifice. It's a whole... Oh, you probably just use a fire style, right? Okay. Kawaki. I had no choice but to absorb it. It wasn't a lot of chakra, but I've got to hurry before Boruto wakes up. Alright, Boruto back in it. Go back to sleep. Let's go, Kawaki. It's time. What the? That's enough, Momoshiki. Alright, Boruto coming back in. Boruto. Yeah. I said enough, go back to your hiding place. You, what do you think you're... My head's still fuzzy from having just woken up, so I thought this might help things. Yeah. Doesn't that hurt? Just ripping off the horn? Alright, so... Lose consciousness. Sorry to be trouble. Back at you, stupid bro. Good grief. Alright, so finally Naruto. Phew. What the? No way. And of course, them end the chapter this one. Jeez and peace, man. I can't, but Man, them end the chapter right this. Alright. I mean, I don't know if it's because I come from work and tired and all these things. Why I mean, I feel as hyped about the chapter, but it was still a very good chapter. A lot of my expectations kind of came through in terms of, it being mostly like a Sasuke, Boruto, Kawaki centric chapter. Less so on the Naruto. Kind of established some dynamics in terms of how the dynamic between Momoshiki and Boruto would work, and of course, probably not. I was kind of expecting them to kind of set up things more so for what's gonna happen with Kawaki. Kind of got it, some new lore. So, and Sasuke was actually still useful. I don't think Sasuke was disrespected to the degree that that he was being disrespected up to no. So yeah. But I think coming out of the chapter, my main question is regarding the whole Otsutsukification in terms of your body being mostly Otsutsuki. Does your base get a boost? You see me? That's the thing. But yo, I thought it was a pretty solid chapter. I'm not gonna lie, very solid. Liked it. Very dynamic. It kind of felt refreshing in a sense, with just having Sasuke and Kawaki, which is not a dynamic that you see very often, more unlikely. Yeah, that makes sense. Just as Sasuke with chakra, it kind of be similar to when they got about Naruto initially, and then they just kind of woke up back in the hospital. Predicted Boruto in a fight with Boruto, but didn't expect that Boruto would need to absorb to gain consciousness. Yeah, it seems like it's a case where seems like it's a case where as long as Boruto has chakra, it suppresses Momoshiki via the karma. Yeah, because I wasn't expecting like the fact that he even managed to do Amaterasu. Yeah, man. Sasuke was, I wouldn't say it was overly impressive, but in terms of like Sasuke's fighting style and make Sasuke like a tactical genius, I think that was on highlight for the chapter, and that for the most part makes me very satisfied with his performance for this chapter. Going through the live chat, but I'm soon open up I'll soon open up the Discord for you guys to come on and talk if anything. See two drivers, let me explain because like what was said. Consciousness, Sasuke was treated. Yeah. No, I mean that would make sense that Kawaki gets Isshiki like 80% of Ishiki's power. But what I'm thinking, I'm wondering like, is it going to be a thing where he's gonna have to learn how to access that power? Or is it that his base strength increases like automatically? That's a good question. Yeah, like honestly, the more chapters we get, and we don't necessarily get anything referring to highlighting or speaking about the Jogan for real, is like, is it really anime only? You know, like in the recent episodes, like they want to make the whole high compression Rasengan like a anime only thing. So I'm wondering really. Next chapter is 55. Personally speaking, I don't expect to get the time skip until chapter 56, 57, like first chapter proper. Mostly 57, I feel. Yo, Jerry Mucker. Well, yeah, alright. Yeah, he was blooded, beaten, low on chakra. But what I'm saying is that this is how Sasuke should be operating. It's like, alright, this is Sasuke how you would expect him to be performing. And I feel like he's been under here. So the fact that he performed the way he performed this chapter is just raises back my impressions or my opinion of his performance this chapter back to an alright, like this is what I expect of Sasuke, you see me? So yeah. So that's why I wouldn't necessarily call it impressive, but I can definitely see from your perspective, from the perspective that like he's weakened out and he's fighting with Momoshiki. Even though, and I know we had the fight with Boruto for reference, but honestly to me, the whole, in terms of when Momoshiki takes over his body, it still feels a bit ambiguous in terms of how strong he really is. Alright, hold on guys. Been testing. Let me see if what happens if I press this. Alright, let me see something here. Streamlabs. Sub 1, sub 2. Let's see. Studio mode. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Okay. Still kind of fooling around with these blasted animations. Doop, 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 doop. All right, let me see. No, all right. So this is the thing, though. When it comes on to, I think I'm one of the persons who's been saying that when it comes on to the anime, that's one of the major sources of redemption that Sasuke is gonna potentially get for its performance up until now, with some extended fight sequences. So there's that. He's going to get his eye back. Remember that he's using the touch eye, not his own. Yeah, but if he gets his eye back, I mean, won't it just still have still be like a blinded Mangekyo Sharingan? If anything. And if you still have 6, well, he should still have 6 parts chakra, so I guess he could level that back up to a Rinnegan. So I guess that works too. I mean, this is probably a leap on my part in terms of him leveling up back his old eyes back to a Rinnegan. I mean, if 6 parts chakra is still flowing through him, then should be able to do it that way. But that's probably a big leap on my part there, if you ask me. If you ask me. Honestly, guys, like even with Kawaki's performance as of late, Kawaki was still continues to be like a major factor in these fights, honestly. Major factor. But of course, it's still teamwork. If Sasuke didn't realize X and Y, then trust me, it wouldn't have ended as pretty. Wouldn't have ended as pretty, but it was still a solid chapter. Solid. Ah boy, well on then. Why are we not seeing Code this year, Timesy villain? I feel like we might see Code next chapter, honestly. Code might be a next chapter thing, because If more than likely, because I was expecting for this chapter to end with them back in Konoha, but it seems like we're one step short of that, so close enough. So I think with things probably transitioning back to Konoha after this, that will actually see Code next chapter as things kind of ease back down a bit. Honestly, I like it, but like the more I see the dynamic between Kawaki and Boruto, the more I kind of like want to reread those chapters where Kawaki came to Konoha. Honestly. Honestly, in terms of Naruto being dead. Alright, so you guys know I have a bunch of those theory videos where I talk about Kawaki saving Naruto's life, right? Hold on then. Let me just go back. It could be a case that Kurama's gone, maybe. But maybe he's in the process of dying, and similar to my theory videos, he might Kawaki, in an effort to like find out how to use Ishiki's power, still might send him to the timeless dimension. Probably Kawaki might find a way to use Ishiki's power in a different way, because you know how Sukuna Ikona can't shrink organic material other than the user. So yeah, it might be something tied into that. Probably. Since Kurama chapter is gone. Yeah, I feel that's more like it, but similar to what somebody is saying, what you're saying, just a Sasuke. Well, no, blink blink. No, hold on. No, I'm confusing the messages. And time for Flash to become Hokage again. Come on, Koma. Well, I think it is time for some of the old characters to come in, but I don't see Kakashi necessarily. Well, alright. It'd be a nice excuse to have him more so in the story again. Splinter, it could be yes and no, because when you really think of it, usually when it comes down to these Jinchurikis, it's usually the extraction process that really messes up the chakra system for them to die. But we've never really been presented with a case where the Teal Beast dies within within the Jinchuriki, so this is kind of new. Yeah, and he does have the other Teal Beast. So who knows, if Kurama is there, we might see I'm not meeting with the other TLBs within the chapter, the coming chapter. Maybe. Maybe. Hold on. Hold on there, people. Let's see what it is. Hold on. Do. Alright. How long have we been going with the stream? A bit over half an hour. Alright, so guys, I'm going to open up the Discord voice chat channel now. Hold on. I'm here, but I don't think TLBs can die. Yeah. I mean, they did mention it. They did mention it when Chroma was initially being sealed, so. But it'd be nice to explore the mechanics of that in present day, you know. Hold on. Alright, so. Oh, wow, William. Alright, so we're in the voice chat channel in Discord now. Fibs, William, well, go on.
Yo,
yeah.
what?
Well, go on, no good? Fibs?
Yeah. What's up?
Man, I'm here just chilling, taking in the
What is it?
Madness.
What'd
That
you
is.
think of the chapter?
I thought it was pretty good, if you ask me. Pretty solid. Finally, Sasuke gets a bit more, pushed back to where he should be in terms of performance, if you ask me.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to be discussed there. There's a lot to like unpack. Let's just say.
True. T Preezy, you can unmute as well.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But
Alright, go on.
I feel this chapter was really good. I initially expected last month that like Sasuke would be like full on dead, because my theory was that Borushiki or whatever, he would like he would like kill Sasuke, because he's like weakened or whatever. But you know what? Sasuke put up a good fight,
Yeah, he put up a good fight. Him and his deduction skills as well.
Yeah. But I feel like it would have been like a lot darker, if Boruto like actually killed Sasuke. That would have been really like impactful, I would say, to like the story.
Yeah.
No, go on.
No, I'm saying it would really be, but I've always still been 50-50 when it comes down to killing Sasuke deal. Well, killing Naruto and Sasuke.
Speaking of that, man, the ending.
Naruto. William, what did you think of the chapter though?
Great chapter. Boruto regaining control thanks to the aid of both Kawaki and Sasuke working together. And it was cool seeing those two characters work together.
Yeah.
They're somewhat similar, and it was cool seeing them both work together, and how far as we've noticed, Kawaki would go as far as he has to save those he actually cares about. So seeing that was cool. Also, the whole thing with Sasuke's performance, well, to me, that's what happens when someone fights someone more around their level.
All right.
The fight could go either way. And like let's think it like this. It's like in the tournament of power, right?
Yeah.
Jiren suppressed himself through the whole fight. And even then, he was beating Goku and everyone else until Goku got up to that level.
True.
So, to me, it's basically what happens when two characters are around the same power level fight. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Like Sasuke fighting Isshiki, who was obviously... So Sasuke has a better chance fighting dudes more at his level, so it was cool.
Makes sense. I still can subscribe to that, especially if we're really power scaling it, and if we're basing things off the same Momoshiki that Etkin Shiki, and then that Momoshiki is like at 80% within Boruto's body. I guess that versus a weakened Sasuke, it really could go anywhere. Because I've always thought that fused Momoshikis has been like anywhere from 60 to 70% of Naruto or Sasuke individually.
Yeah. Like, who you think would win this? Who would have a better chance against Kaguya alone, Naruto or Sasuke? Like
Naruto.
I think I'd more so go along the lines of Naruto as well. He has more... Well, not that Sasuke doesn't have versatility as well, but Naruto has more options, I'd say, when it comes down to Kaguya.
Like current Naruto or Sasuke, or like tuning, or like Naruto tuning exams?
Like, current. I don't even think that really matters, really, because they haven't gotten any really new powers other than the Baryon mode.
Current?
It's basically the same. For Sasuke, at least, it's basically the same.
Well, I mean, I don't think EMS scales very well to six path sage mode, but I don't know. I think I'm rooting for Naruto a bit here.
Yeah. So I mean, I get why people would say they've been nerfed, but to me, like, if Jiren fights Goku at the beginning of the tournament of power and he's suppressing himself, Goku would have never been able to get to where he got to.
Listen.
If Jiren took him seriously.
Yo, honestly, the whole Tournament of Powers and X Kittler fish to criticize, but I definitely get what you're saying if you're being honest.
But yeah, I enjoyed the chapter. Yeah.
I feel like I would rate this chapter like a solid, 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Because I think part of that was the like the ending for me. I feel like it was a bit too shonen-y with the whole Boruto. Like you felt too much like Naruto,
Yeah.
Kind of like to me at least. I don't know what, like Kishimoto at this point is trying to pull, but that's just like not Boruto. See, because Boruto, like from what I understand, he's supposed to be a lot darker, especially from what we see in the time skip.
Yeah.
And the whole thing that like Momoshiki and pretty much everyone, like including Ao, like he keeps like telling Boruto like you're gonna have this dark fate or whatever. It kind of feels like anticlimactic in a sense to me. It kind of also ties into that thing of like Boruto is gonna kill Sasuke. I don't know. That's just my take on it. I would have rated it like a solid 9 out of 10 if that wasn't the case. But
Yeah, I understand. Let me just kind of scroll back through. Oh, I should have asked chats. You hearing Phibbs and William? Let me know. Just let me know. I kind of wanted to go back through some of what these guys are saying. I always suck at balancing the chat and and talking to you guys.
I think we can hear ourselves. I'm scrolling back. Cool. But yeah.
Alright, so we have Jerry Mocker in the chat saying Naruto's body is poisoned due to the side effects of Baryon mode. He said his body feels like lead. This is the heaviest thing in the universe. I don't think, Mocker, I don't think he literally meant like literal lead. I think his body's just heavy. Like, he can't help it but falling down right now. But what do you guys think about that? Naruto being poisoned. Because for the longest while, as I've said earlier, I've been a subscriber to the idea that whether it's going to be Naruto slowly dying or poison, chakra illness, whatever, Kawaki is going to do something to slow the process until we can figure something out scientifically to save his life. So what do you guys think about that?
Well, we'll see. I'm not really that much of a fan of the idea of like Naruto just slowly dying,
Yeah.
like without the aid of anything else, because Kishimoto or like Kodachi or like whoever came up with the script, I feel like Kishimoto just like slightly put some edits and tweaks to it.
Yeah.
I feel like he built it up to where it was like, okay, Naruto, you are going to die. There is no like chance of surviving this. And see what that does is when you make it like, okay, this is a very long-term thing. You have like a month or two to live. That gives it like a lot of hope, And that's not something that I don't think that's what it was like trying to build up to. If that happened, I would feel kind of like disappointed with that. I don't know. I didn't phrase that very well.
That's all right. I get you still. What about you, William?
Well, to me, even from the beginning of the series, I never thought Naruto was gonna die. To me, people were just jumping to conclusions based on the wording Kawaki used. I'm going to send you where I sent the 7th. If he did kill Naruto, they would have just said it more clearly. So I never thought he was gonna die. I'm going to send you where more than likely severely injured or something. Eventually, he probably would not get back to 100%, but maybe like Koran did something like that. But do you ever think Naruto was gonna die? Because again, the way they phrased it in the first chapter, first episode, I never saw that.
Initially I did, but up until it was last year, I think the middle of last year, because I did some Kawaki videos, about 3 Kawaki videos last year, right? And one of them, I basically broke down the conversation Boruto and Kawaki had. So it was kind of from that I kind of started subscribing to the idea that Naruto isn't dead, but probably just definitely sealed.
Well, I mean, I think that was the theory, like about a year ago during the Boro fight.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what I thought was happening, at least. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and Fibs, you said something about you didn't think the ending was that dark. Yeah, well, yeah. Sasuke didn't die. To me, that still could go either way, but who knows? But to me, it's still kind of dark in that, yeah, none of them died, but Naruto, as far as we know, is either gonna be in a long-term coma. The whole ninja wall is probably gonna be against Boruto.
Yeah.
Now that Naruto is out of commission, Kawaki is gonna have to deal with Naruto's situation and the fact that Momoshiki is still a threat. Is not that he's still there, he's still a threat. And the whole wall is gonna be against someone he considers family, as in Boruto. And what would Kawaki be do to protect those he loves against those he really doesn't care about?
Yeah, I feel like this is really far fetched, but I feel like Kishimoto. This is like really far fetched, by the way, because I don't think that you would make like such a change. Like, but I feel like Kishimoto, like the writing, he changed Sasuke like dying, because I feel like Kodachi, what he was doing, like even a few chapters beforehand, you know, with the whole thing of like, he was basically setting up super hard that Sasuke was about to die. And like even like before the Boro fight, I remember this one scene of Sakura. She was like, I can't imagine if Sasuke wouldn't come home. I don't know what I would do with myself. At that point, I was just like, you know?
Wait,
like,
hold on, Fibs. Paradox.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome to the stream, man. You're on time this time.
I tell them you see it. I say, yo, I have to jump in and say, good night, people. What's up?
Yeah. I feel like, it was foreshadowed just like really hard. And I don't know if like Kishimoto did something to change that.
Yeah.
But I don't want all that foreshadowing of Sasuke like dying, you know, to go to waste. I feel like.
I think one of the biggest things, even with the foreshadowing and the problems you have with it, I think it's been the case from even chapter 1, episode 1, because it's because that time and time again, I always hear persons saying that in terms of like Boruto's new design, this like his older design with the sword and the cape, they didn't really have a fleshed out idea of how they were gonna get to that point. So it's like, I wouldn't want to say they're making it up as they go, because at this point they probably have a solid idea of how they're gonna get to that point now. But it's like Sasuke dying or not dying was always something they might have flipped or flopped around with. Maybe. Like, it wasn't 100% certainty, I feel.
Yeah. But I also feel like the whole design of Boruto, like he having Sasuke's like sword and like his cloak.
Yeah.
That's something that's like way too big, you know, to be just like, oh, we did that to feel cool. I don't feel like that's something that that Kodachi or like Ikimoto would just like suddenly pull out. You know, Sasuke's dead, by the way. And like not even know how to get there. Like that seems like a bit too big of a thing, you know, just in general. Because see, with Kodachi's writing style too, he leaves like hints pretty much everywhere, like as to what's going to happen in the future events. And I feel like even from chapter 1, it just makes a lot of sense how everything's gonna, you know, get to that point. Just like, I don't know. Also, speaking of that, of how we get to things in chapter 1, I feel like I have a decent looking theory on how Kawaki is actually gonna get his like karma back.
Yeah.
So you remember that one time when like Amato, he was like leaving like the car organization, right?
Yeah.
And he's like talking to Kashin Koji, and he's like, I have the digitalized data aggregate or whatever.
Yeah, I've still been... I haven't talked about it in a while, but that whole data aspect and the the tools that Amara brought with them to Konoha, they still have to make use of it somehow. So yeah, that's real. They're gonna have to come back with that at some point.
I feel like that's the karma of Isshiki in a digitalized version. Because, okay, here's my theory. That Kawaki's karma grief, that's going to get to him somehow. Because that's also been foreshadowed a bit. And so Amato, he's going to put the karma on him. And then he's going to reincarnate into Isshiki. And then Ishiki's going to be like, you know, fed to like the 10 tails, and then Amato's gonna get the divine fruit. And I don't really have any clue what he's gonna do with the divine fruit yet. It's just like it's kind of something that I came up with the top of my head, the theory. But so, it would also explain how like why exactly Kashi and Koji wanted like Kawaki and Konoha specifically.
So you see Kawaki dying at some point then?
No, well, like I see Amato planning on killing Kawaki and like resurrecting Isshiki. Right. I don't think that's actually gonna happen.
Yeah.
But well, okay. Kawaki could die.
Hold on, Fibs. I wanna hear what Paradox. What did you think of the chapter?
The chapter was really, really good. You know, as Fibs was saying, yeah, he left a lot of little clues, and there are certain little niblets there that I saw that, you know, still biting at me right now, because I'm wondering what's gonna happen, especially that little thing that Momoshiki said, where he said, no matter if the karma is gone, based on the pretty much like the data being downloaded into the body already makes you 80% Otsutsuki. Because he said that to Kawaki, said even though Isshiki is gone, the karma, you're pretty much as close, you know, like Boruto, where you were almost like 80% or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was saying that literally makes you 80% Otsutsuki, and you're enough to feed to the tree. So stuff like that is there, and it's like, I'm wondering what he's going to do with that, because, you know, you guys are talking about the chakra fruit. What if Kawaki actually wants the chakra fruit to save Naruto?
Oh, well, that's an interesting dynamic. Paradox, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot take the idea the way I have and turn it into a video by itself. But yeah, that's
because you know, the thing about it is that persons forget that apparently Kawaki's doing this. I feel like he's doing this for Naruto, to save Naruto due to this whole thing that's going on.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, because you saw in the end of the chapter that he's pretty much, you know, talking to Boruto like he considers him as his brother now. Yeah. So somewhere along the line, their ideology is going to split on how to probably save Naruto. That's where that's where my train of thought is going. And you know, he's going to rely on like the Otsutsuki things with Isshiki and stuff like that to save Naruto, or at least I haven't really formulated as yet, but to some strange reason that's where it's pushing me. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking right now.
No, I mean, it's a good theory if you ask me, because I mean, from last chapter to now, especially with this chapter, I think they're building up, like Kishimoto is building up with Kawaki's character, is that he will go to the extreme to actually achieve his goals or protect who he needs to protect. So it's really a crazy theory.
Fib said something that actually I've been thinking about for a while now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't find it far-fetched if Amado actually knows a way to create an artificial karma. And probably based on Isshiki's DNA or whatever, since he's been with him so long, and Amado is a genius. I see him being able to do that, basically giving Kawaki the same powers as Isshiki, so that he could basically get the wish he wanted from Isshiki, but via Kawaki. Yeah. Because I'm sure Amado would have already known this too. I've been thinking about that for a while, and Fibs basically brought it up, and it makes sense to me. Yeah, that is one way Kawaki could have gotten back a karma seal artificially via Amado.
Yeah.
I feel like for Neverworld, he's kind of controversial, but I feel like he brought up a really good like theory. It's that he said that Boruto was like initially based to be like essentially not a shot for shot, but like a good parallel to like Naruto Part 1.
Yeah.
And I feel like Amato, he plays a really good role to like if like a similar role to like Kabuto. And like I feel because like he's kind of a traitor, you know, to like both sides. And it doesn't line up perfectly, especially since like Kabuto was loyal to Orochimaru. But also, man, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
I see that Amado, he actually want whatever his wish is, whether to get his daughter reincarnated, a new body for her, whatever. I see that.
I mean, Delta really is his daughter.
Yeah. No, I see that like he's willing to do almost anything to get whatever his wish is, but finding out Isshiki's full goal of basically the earth would have been destroyed is what made him really turn against Isshiki.
Yeah.
And he probably, I see him as someone who probably would be for more like human supremacy. And when he found Ishiki's full plan, he probably was like, nah, forget this dude.
Do you guys think, well, I'm expecting a lot of political fallout once they head back to the village and, you know, they report on what's happening. But then again, the information regarding Boruto's transformation is only limited to, you know, who was involved here. So it's not like the other nations will find out right away. But, do you see Amado building something to suppress Boruto's Otsutsufication?
Yep. I literally just I was literally thinking that right away because I was saying, there's something that I saw. You know, remember when I was saying earlier about the niblets that he loves to leave, but remember when Boruto was breaking the horn?
Yeah.
He was trying to stop him, and I'm trying to think. There was something in OG Naruto when Otsutsuki break their arm. Who did it again? I think Kaguya did it. I think, but no. At that point, they were activating the Sharingan before. But there was something about the horn and their clan that kind of stood out there.
I'm trying to remember.
But I think Amado is going to play a key role in not Amado, yeah, Amado. He's going to play a key role in helping Boruto suppress the Momoshiki side of him, because right now, you know, that Sasuke figured out that if he's low on chakra, then that's the perfect time for Momoshiki to take over. So
But
I think they're going to work with that.
But that's the interesting dynamic now, because that kind of makes training Boruto and pushing him to the limit in training kind of like a gamble. Like, now I'm saying when it comes on to training Boruto after this, no, I'm saying when it comes on to, like, say, pushing him to the limit and all these things, like if, for example, he pushes himself too hard and, you know, runs low on chakra, then it's an opportunity for Momoshiki to come out in that case. So I'm just saying it kind of adds a different dynamic to potentially training Boruto after this.
Not really, you know, because remember this. Boruto's weakness right now is that he's pretty much, you know, low in terms of like his chakra reserves. He can't do like the 1,000 shadow clones like Naruto and so forth. But remember that he can use the karma to absorb chakra, thereby replenishing his chakra reserves. So
yeah,
I mean, having a genius with a broken ability like that, I don't think it's gonna be too hard to train him.
All right, fair enough. That makes sense. Let me just kind of go through the chat, because apparently nobody's super chatting, so I'm manually go through the chat here. So we have Ozone asking, do you think Boruto will leave the village or go rogue? Yeah, I do actually did a video on that last week, Ozone. You can definitely check it out on the channel. Ozone again. Guys, when do you think will be the time skip? Like after which chapter? I mean, personally speaking, I think chapter 57 will be the time skip. I don't know. Any you guys want to place your bets? Like the first chapter of the time skip.
What chapter are we at right now?
We're at 54.
54. I feel like 57 is fair.
Yeah.
Either 57 or 58.
Yeah,
Hold
even
on.
58, because I mean, coming back, you still have to set up the political drama with the other countries, Sarada, Mitsuki, and any other. If they're going to show any other Boruto's classmates, finally, the potential involvement like older generation members, Kashin, Koji. So I think 55, 56, and potentially 57. So I would say latest 58.
Hey, sorry, I had to go for a bit there.
No pressure.
What were you saying?
No, I was saying for me personally, like given everything that we still need to go through, or at least set up, I think 58 the latest would be it.
Yeah.
Or 57. Yeah, 57, 58.
There's been some rumors that that Code, he was gonna show up soon enough. And at that, like maybe in the time skip, maybe like part 1. But I feel like who's even like good enough to take him on at that point, dude, you know? because Delta, she was like strong enough to take on like a suppressed, you know, KCM2, like 6-path Sage mode Naruto. And Naruto, like, he seriously like might be dead. Or if not, he lost Kurama and like he's poisoned to like hell.
I'm kind of leaning towards this the poison / losing Kurama side. William, when do you think will be the time skip though?
Honestly, I'm in no rush for the time skip because to me a lot of stuff has to happen before then. Again, as you said, the political stuff. We're gonna have to see Code again. I don't know if that would happen in the next 1 or 2 chapters, maybe. Ashin Koji, if we see him before that, what Amado has in mind to help them out, if anything.
That's
Sasuke hopefully getting a new cybernetic iron arm, hopefully.
Hopefully, that sounds wild though.
But well, now you think about it, chapter 60 or maybe.
Chapter
might start
60, eh? Well, how far does that take us? So 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. That takes us to what? To Midsummer?
Yeah, chapter 60 to me basically start off.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, Midsummer. Like, no, that would be July's chapter. So.
If it even happens this year.
Man. Boruto Part 2 is coming. This is unrelated, but Boruto Part 2 might be coming at the same time that Attack on Titan ends, which is really stressful. Man, that was also unrelated. But
no pressure, man.
I feel like the time skip is going to come relatively soon.
I mean, I was kind of hoping to get it last year, but obviously that didn't happen. But I think, if nothing else, by the end of this year. If nothing else.
Yeah. Ikimoto did say it was like kind of gonna like come soon.
Yeah, he was saying it wasn't far off. Yeah.
So in like how long has the manga been around? 5 years now? 6?
Yeah, this is the 5th year. We started in 2016.
Okay, so like a year at max, you know, because I don't see like like soon enough being 10 whole months, like 12 whole months, you know.
True. As I'm saying, I'm feeling probably by the winter season, maybe, but for me, midsummer would be a nice time to, you know, start marketing and pushing for, hey, Boruto time skip, let's go, people.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I feel like that would boost like the sales a lot, especially considering that like they haven't been doing so well like recently. Well, okay. That's kind of like, I think Organic Dinosaur, she posted a thing where it was I'm not too sure on like the whole statistical side of it.
Yeah.
But the week 1 sales, they've been doing like dramatically better than like pretty much like everything else. They've been like nearing the total sales of a lot of other volumes. And that's just like the week 1 sales.
Yeah, I think
You know?
I had watched Fun Neverworld's update video regarding that. After I had done a video on the whole seals thing myself. And yeah, I saw that for real. But I'm thinking in regards to the seals, I am expecting it to actually increase this year, because at the end of the day, since the anime is actually adapting the manga, I think the anime can genuinely play that role of promoting the manga for this year, as opposed to previous years where you could say it was standalone from the manga. And that in conjunction with the fact that a lot of persons, since we're in what, year 5 for the manga, I think a lot of the persons who would have gotten into the franchise from then till now, they might have more opportunities to spend money. So I'm actually expecting the Boruto manga sales to increase at some point this year.
A question: How does that actually work when it comes to manga like Boruto? It comes out online on the phone app or the website on the 20th, 19th each month, right?
Yeah.
But does it also come out in Japan earlier that same day, physical copy?
Like, honestly, I'm I'm not even sure.
With comics come out, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. Comics are usually monthly.
Yeah.
They come out once a month. So I read a lot of comics. That's why the whole monthly thing to me isn't a problem.
Yeah.
And when they come out on the Wednesday each month, they come out hard copy. The stores would already have them, and then they start selling them the day before or the day off. And then you would have bootleg versions online. So I'm wondering, when it comes to manga like Boruto, would they actually do it? When it comes out online, has it already been started selling in Japan?
I would expect that's the case, because similarly to, well, then again, unlike say the weekly chapters like a One Piece or a Black Clover, right? Like on the scantillation sites like a Manga Freak or a Manga Panda or Manga Reader, you don't get the scans of Boruto before they actually drop on the official sites, right? No? Because to me, it always seems like since the physical copies of like Black Clover and etc. would go to the stores, that's how persons would do the scans to put up. But I hardly ever see scans of Boruto go up beforehand. So it kind of makes me take what you're saying into consideration now, William, if Boruto actually does get printed before the day that it releases online.
No, it should be printed before, because they would already have the scans to upload onto these apps, right?
Yeah.
Which means they would already had them to print beforehand. Hopefully, should. Because as far as I know, Boruto, the manga is sold again when it comes out monthly, and it's not that they put like the 5 chapters in a volume and then sell that, is it?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I can't confirm nor deny. But hold on. We got some chat messages here. We have Jerry Mocker again. What if Code shows up and meets Kawaki and explains to him if he lets him somehow put the rest of the 20% karma data in him, Isshiki can save Naruto from dying and grant his wish like he promised to all karma members? Well, we were kind, well, is either William or Phibbs was saying something like that, or Paradox. But that's the thing, like adding an additional 20%. The way I was interpreting it, that still necessarily wouldn't really revive Isshiki.
No, because Ishiki's consciousness
isn't there.
Is
yeah.
gone.
Exactly.
It's just that, okay, like the way I understood it is that if it extracted to 100%, obviously Isshiki would have the option to reincarnate, right?
Yeah.
But because he reincarnated in another body, the karma on any other vessel would disappear because he reincarnated. But depending on how far those karmas reached, the DNA of that vessel would be changed no matter what.
Yeah.
Because of the Otsutsuki DNA. So even though they wouldn't be a vessel anymore, they will now be a more suitable vessel for the future or to be used as a sacrifice because their DNA is now changed from what it normally was.
Yeah.
Which means, I hope that means now, because they're more Otsutsuki than they originally were, they have more special abilities, hopefully.
Yeah, because that's the thing I was wondering while reading. Like, apart from, say, any other consequences to having Otsutsuki, basically being an Otsutsuki now, DNA-wise, what else is there to consider with this transformation? Well, quote unquote. Because does it mean now that, say, Kawaki can, I don't know, somehow use the Byakugan, unlock the Byakugan at some point, or what? Yes, I mean, can he unlock a Rinne Sharingan or something at some point? That's the
More
thing.
healing abilities.
Alright.
Because remember, all Kekkei Genkai comes from them.
Yeah.
It's basically diluted or mutated. So if you're more pure Otsutsuki, you should have advanced physical abilities now, hopefully.
Yeah, but they weren't really clear on that when it comes down to, because I was asking during the stream if I'm wondering, does that mean that base Kawaki now at 80% like Otsutsufication is stronger than base Kawaki at 40% Otsutsufication?
He should be now more stronger than the average normal Naruto human.
Yeah.
Normal.
Unless there's going to build some plot line where they're gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna find a way to unlock the power in your new Otsutsuki DNA," or something like that.
Man, do you guys feel that, like, off topic, but do you guys feel that there's like a genuine possibility of like the manga being canceled? Like,
Nah.
I mean, it's one of two cases. Personally speaking, I doubt it, because even if, say, the sales don't increase, I think the hires will say, like, at least keep it as a blueprint for what the anime should be. Or, worst case scenario, they cancel the manga and it's like, okay, Kishi, come over to the anime studio and just start writing, and we just make this an anime only going forward.
Thinking about that would kind of be like the end of filler in the Boruto anime.
Would it really?
Or at least for the most part. Like, maybe, I don't know. Because it kind of removes like the problem of having to catch up with the manga.
I know.
And because at that point they could just like adapt it all like immediately.
They still would have to expand on some stuff. It would be like, oh, there's no manga to judge it to. No, they could just do whatever they want without having to worry about people. Oh, it's not manga content, whatever.
Yeah.
Because original Naruto, I wonder if people realize original Naruto and Shippuden had, if you think about hundreds of episodes that were filler and weren't actually anime canon and were actually part of the story. At least with Boruto, it's all a part of the story. It's not, oh, none of this matters. So even if there was no manga, they still would expand on stuff, which they should.
They should.
Well, I feel like all of it is like kind of a big term, you know. There's definitely some stuff that was like inherently just put in there for, it's like, okay, yeah, this is filler, you know. Like this is put in there so it doesn't catch up to the manga.
Yeah.
I feel that way, like especially for things like the Konohamaru love arc. Like, yikes, you know, the Chocho arc.
The thing about those just like 1 or 2 episodes. The Chocho arc was what, 3-4 episodes.
The Konohamaru stuff,
especially the like a big portion of the Mitsuki arc, you know, because I feel like that arc had a lot of potential, but it was just wasted with like really bad pacing and just being like unnecessary in general.
The thing with that, why do people dislike that arc? I never understood that.
Wait.
Yes, I get that some of this stuff, like, it took a long time, like with the train and the stone thing, but other than that, it all flowed to me.
Yeah,
mostly.
All right, wait, hold on, because I want to still balancing things with the chat. We have Ozone asking what we think about the Jogan. I mean, we kind of mentioned it earlier, talked about it kinda. There's not really much to think. It just seems like it's anime only so far. I was expecting to get it in this fights, but we didn't. So, I mean, it's alright. Not much else to think. We haven't really seen much.
Yeah, I don't really feel like the Jogan is like in the manga itself. I feel like that's more of an anime only thing.
Yeah.
Especially with like the whole like design difference. Like Kawaki even said himself, look at that, that's the white eye. You know?
Exactly. And
that's a Byakugan. Like Sarada's like, whoa, did Boruto have the Byakugan?
Exactly.
Like come on.
I know, we have Splinter Cell that's saying that remember guys, there's still another pair of Otsutsuki. Sasuke found out about this in the Ten Tails lair. To my recollection, I vividly remember there was another Otsutsuki symbol that was kind of erased off. So I don't know about it being a pair, but I know there's should be at least one more Otsutsuki. And it seems like a lot of persons are gonna theorize that it might be Kud. It might be. Who knows?
Nah, I think that was just Urashiki's.
I think that was a pair, actually.
Yeah, it's a pair because each tablet had, two persons, Kage and Isshiki, Momoshiki, and the other guy, and then
and then with Urashiki being dead, so
I feel like that was
glad that they asked that question because I was actually wondering if it's based on what the tablets show, it's like 6 Otsutsukis, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, is there like only 6 of them? What happened to like you understand, like if it was a clan and they got wiped out or something, and they're what's left, but. Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's only 6 and if they're going to even explain,
the
who
rest
these
of them
Otsutskis are, where they yeah, exactly, where them come from, all them something you can't just. And I think that's the big problem that a lot of persons have with the whole franchise on a whole, because you kind of talk about Kage in a certain way, and you kind of build her up a little bit, but eventually overall we don't know anything else about them. They're just pretty much a race of aliens, so.
But here's my thing now, but we still need to come back to the whole Mitsuki arc question. But here's my thing, because, and this is anime only, but when Urashiki went to Toneri, he was saying that the Mien family, they've been watching everything that's been going on since the events of the last Naruto the movie. So I'm expecting them. If I'm like right now, I feel kind of skeptical how much they'll be involved going forward. But I mean, logic would dictate that they should get involved.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I feel like going back to like another thing that I can't remember who it was. Someone here said, I don't think that Urashiki was the one on the stone tablets, because I've been looking back at that panel, and well, first of all, there were like 2 people on there, right?
Yeah.
That like thing, it was like a pair, And from what we saw, Urashiki, like, he had no pair. Second of all, I think that, from what I can remember at least, Urashiki was like, he said he was a scout or something like that.
Yeah.
For Momoshiki and Kinshiki. And from what I understand, the tablet is trying to like tell, or like my theory is that it's trying to like, it's the order of the people that were supposed to like plant the god tree on Earth and like harvest it or whatever. So do like god tree related stuff. I haven't figured that out yet, really. So my theory on it is that the 2 people on like the 2 people missing on the pair are the people that originally planted the god tree that Kaguya ate after she killed Isshiki, or like she thought she killed Isshiki. Because think about it, she had like no way of planting a god tree. She couldn't like just. I don't think that just feeding half of Ishiki's body into like the 10 tails would have done very much, at least from what like they've told us.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there was something like already there, and so Kaguya, like, I'm pretty sure it was said in like Naruto that like Kaguya ate a god tree. So I think that was the pair that originally planted it there. I don't know.
I mean, it would make sense because at least in the explanation we've gotten already, I mean, for real, it does seem like there was a god tree already, and Kaguya and Isshiki just came, and then they were kind of deciding who was to, get it. So it would make sense, and it would make sense that those persons that planted already probably reincarnated via karma, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
We need a solid Kaguya flashback. That's what we need. Like, I don't know, a full chapter.
I feel like there's definitely gonna be like a more in lore explanation for those weird like two other Otsutsuki.
Yeah.
Because as of now, like I don't feel that Kodachi and Ikimoto like they would have just been like, oh hey, by the way, these are two other random Otsutsuki that Sasuke just found. We're never gonna mention them again, by the way. They're just there.
Just there.
And it's like, I don't know what kind of role they're going to have in the plot. I think that's going to be very like interesting in terms of how they like figure that out.
Yeah. Makes sense. Thuan Tran, are you still in the chat? Let me see. Hold on.
Oh yeah, dude, I think I'm gonna leave for now.
Alright, respect still Fibs. Respect for coming out. Always appreciate you, man.
Alright, I see you, dude.
Yeah, man. Alright, so back to your question now, William. You're talking about the whole Mitsuki arc and why persons don't like it. I mean, like with most things, Boruto, I think I'm in the middle of the road if you're asking me. But I can't say for sure, but I could probably make some guesses.
Well, yeah, for me, like when the arc first started and they had to chase him, that was cool. When they eventually caught up to him, that was cool. I think what people have a problem with really is that there's a thing, right? Is it that most people have a problem with long form storytelling? Because everything obviously want to be like fast paced, action packed, whatever. Because there were those 1 or 2 episodes with Boruto in like that training area that Onoki caused him to go to. And it wasn't the best. But you would understand why he had to be there and the whole parable with the wrong pebble and all of that. They could have skipped it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind it. And then after that, it was basically towards the end of the arc with everything Mitsuki turning on them, then Onoki dying, and then the fight to end it off. And I like that we saw Mitsuki's Sage mode again. That was cool. I think people only really have a problem because it was long, one of the longest arcs, which isn't to me a bad thing. But that is me. I didn't hate it. I had no problem with it.
If I were to like make an educated guess, I think most of the persons who might have hated it might have been like I don't want to say manga extremists, but more the persons who gravitate towards the manga versus the anime, because I think at the end of the day it's kind of like the Boruto effect, where it's like you're watching this arc, you're a manga reader, but how does this tie into everything really?
The funny thing with that is, though, looking at it now, without that arc, without the little mini arc we had with Mitsuki and the cat, and then after that, the arc with him and the guy whose sister got framed, Mitsuki's character would be basically like the manga version, which is, how should I phrase this? Flash and no substance, really.
I mean, he's just there. He's just there.
Yeah, he's just there. The anime version of him, again, if you watch the last episode, which you did, all of that character development from the fabrication arc, from the stuff with the kitten, with the guy and his sister, everything we've gotten with just Mitsuki, and even the stuff with him and the other characters, has basically made him a full-fledged character. Instead of him just being there.
Yeah. I think that's the thing though with the Boruto anime, is that probably on first watch, like especially if you're a manga reader, like on first watch it's like but I think as you go along, like the previous arcs probably you could like increase your rating for them by 1.
Yeah.
Like it gets better in
Yeah.
retrospect. In retrospect, you see me?
And the thing is, the anime, they're self-aware and they even call back or bring back stuff like the field trip. Again, everything with Mitsuki, the stuff with Sarada.
Yeah. But
Sumare now isn't just a chick who likes Boruto because why? We know why.
yeah, true. No, for me, I didn't have a problem with the first art now. And then even when I think the problem is a lot of the anime only arcs aren't really referenced in the manga. Because for example, when I was reading the Boruto manga for the first time, when I was catching up, and I heard them reference the field trip to the mist, I'm like, oh good, this is good. So that has relevance to what I'm seeing here in terms of Sumeru's character and everything. So I think that's more or less it.
The thing is, I find that, and maybe I think this is by design.
Mm-hmm.
The manga is obviously it's the manga, it's canon. But I believe how they're actually doing it, everyone who is behind the franchise, the full story is the anime.
Yeah,
anime is the full story.
I've said it a few times. Yeah, the Boruto anime, even though I don't like saying it, but it is the definitive version of the Boruto story. No matter how you slice and dice it. But as Ozone is saying here in the chat and Splinter Cell, like going into chapter 55 now, like what are your expectations, guys? Because I'm saying like I'm expecting similar to when we finished the fight with Boro. We're more like going to end up in the hospital or a lab or something.
My expectation for 55 is they're more going to delve into what's going on. All right, it's going to be like a 2-part thing. What's going on with Naruto, because he's pretty much out cold, and then at the end of the chapter, Sasuke saying that this is not good. So I think that's going to be the main number one concern. Then they're still going to be trying to focus on that whole karma thing with Boruto and all of that. But to me, I think they're going to switch the focus a bit over to Naruto's health, and I'm hoping at least we'll start to see the development in how the train of thought between Boruto and Kawaki, if it reaches that far, and they're actually awake, because I think they passed out. But if they wake up and they're hearing about Naruto's health, I hope they kind of shows the train of thought of both of them of how they probably plan to tackle the situation. And then, because I think Kodachi was saying that it's going to be fun for us to see how both characters actually split in terms of their ideology on what they're trying to solve. So I'm hoping that at least 55 and forward they'll be showing stuff like that.
Yeah. Tuan Tran, well, go yo, again, Mapa Gil, some ratings and respect for the comment you left on my post, my community post. Yo, honestly, that was a big smile on my face, so respect, and I'm just continuing the grind. But guys, Tuan is saying that there will be enemies in the village when they come back. What do you think about the possibility of that?
Well, for us, like, I'm not even sure if they're actually in another dimension.
They are. Well, then again, yeah.
I have a strong feeling Boruto actually teleported them just a few miles away from the village, actually. That would be funny. Other than that, I don't really see the political side in the village per se, outside mainly. When other countries find out that, Boruto is a vessel, this happened. If the Leaf Village is open and honest, and then the threat being really from outside. But the thing is, who do you think would be the first, like, Kage to try something?
You see,
to me, the order.
It could, but that's the thing, no. Yeah, the stone. Because I was about to say that when it comes down to like the Boruto manga and the Boruto anime, as opposed to the novels, they don't make it seem like the other Kage are too, how should I say, argumentative to like, you know, cooperation. So it's hard to say who would really, you know, act up first. But
I think that there is a faction, probably somebody in the village who wants to kind of remove Naruto, or right. The reason why I'm thinking this way is that, all right, one, remember that Naruto went against other person's wishes of, like, keeping Kawaki, making him free, and roaming around the village because he gave them his word that he could protect the village and all of that stuff. And I think even though, yes, they came out of the village, it was really close because Isshiki pretty much walked into the village like twice. He walked into Naruto's house the first time, walked into the village a second time looking for Kawaki, and if it wasn't for like Boruto, getting him out of the, teleporting him out of the village, who knows what could have happened. Plus the fact that Naruto comes back pretty much almost on his deathbed. So I do believe that there's gonna be some enemies, if not within the village, like somebody trying to take over or something like that. A feudal lord or something like that, or probably outside of the village with like other. Because I don't think, or remind me if I'm wrong, I don't think everyone is up to date with what's going on with Kara, right? They just mentioned Kara to some of the other Kages, so I think.
Yeah, it's pretty much been the Konoha show for the most part.
Yeah, so I mean, I doubt if they know that, Isshiki, when he was in Jigen, came to Naruto's house looking for the kid and all them, because something there. So we'll see.
Didn't they tell them though? I believe in one of the chapters they said they had, when Kawaki first got there, that they had to relay this to the other Kages and stuff.
Yeah, they did have like a meeting when Kawaki just came to the village.
So they all the other villagers should know. And now that Naruto is weakened, honestly, Sasuke and Naruto, they probably could feel like they could beat Sasuke now, in all honesty. I see. Plus, this is the thing. So you have a threat to the entire wall, a ticking time bomb in Boruto. So Kawaki is no longer a main thing, honestly.
Kawaki is just a means to an end at this point, really.
Yeah. Their main threat is gonna be Boruto, and I see Kawaki going to the extreme to protect his brother against that and Naruto. What could happen is, like, if other Otsutsukis come in and then throw an even bigger wrench into that. I doubt that would happen until after the time skip. Because the time skip is gonna be, well, we don't know, but Naruto's one was what, a year, 2 years?
It was 2.5 years in the manga.
So
but they marketed
Boruto
as
more than
3.
likely, Boruto more than likely be 2 to 3 years. They were 13 now, Boruto at least, so he'll be 15, 16. So in that time, the animosity between the villages and fear, that is the main thing. Fear is the key. Could cause stuff to go off. Because fear is what causes people to go to the extreme.
Yeah.
True. And you mentioned earlier about, Naruto and Sasuke being, so Naruto's pretty much on his deathbed. Sasuke lost the Rinnegan. That's pretty much 2 superpowers, because the reason why nobody really messes with the Leaf villages like that is because you have 2 persons.
Oh. Well, if we lost Paradox there, you kind of chipped out there.
By the way, Sasuke losing his Rinnegan, to me, again, is a plus. Replace that with an eye like Delta's and he would be way better off.
True. So I'm not sure if you guys heard what I said earlier, but I was saying, like, with the loss of Sasuke's Rinnegan and then Naruto being on his deathbed, not even knowing if he wakes up, if he's going to have the power that he once had. That's like the Leaf Village power depleting like by 50% there, I would calculate. And I mean, you may have persons who want to take them on because naturally or not even naturally after the fourth Great Ninja War, nobody really messed with the Leaf Village because Naruto and Sasuke were like nukes. You know, they pretty much rewrite the entire map if they were to fight. So nobody really messed with them like that. So I think yeah, if you look at it, it's a really good point that they made in the comment in terms of the enemies, because there's a lot of pluses to it. You know, a lot of it, because with them weakening in power, you know, Naruto not pretty much, some people might think that he didn't make so much of the right decision if you know that organization was after the guy and you carry him into the village and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot going on, or could go on, I should say.
Yeah.
And that could be why Kawaki in the future is trying to end the Shinobi War, because he figures that ninja probably causing more problems than anything.
Yeah, probably, but that's still, I feel like that's still a ways off in terms of his mindset. I think we're still local to the whole let's protect Naruto and Boruto tidbit. His character would have to evolve a bit more to say let's, you know, wipe out all shinobi. But I still like the idea of him trying to get the chakra fruit. That's still interesting. I was gonna say again. Dang, I lost my train of thought. Jadu. So Code. For chapter 55, personally speaking, I actually see Code having a page to himself, probably communicating with probably the Otsutsuki clan or something like that. Just some foreshadowing of what's to come. Like, hey guys, you know, Isshiki failed and Momoshiki he's doing something, but he's not really getting through, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to just throw him away like that. There's definitely something with him, especially the fact that Isshiki trusted him to guard the Ten Tails, which, you know, the Ten Tails was the big plan. So yeah, and I think they're going to actually dive into his character, or at least I'm hoping they do, to dive into his character before going into the time skip. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Code seems like a character to me that would honestly just say, yo, Isshiki isn't coming, find out what happens, find out he's done, and then just say, okay, leave village, let me join you. He from the anime, I get that vibe that he would do that.
Yeah, if there's yo, the anime is doing justice to a lot of characters, and that last episode with Code, trust me. His personality, I could actually see some foolishness like that taking place. But what I really want to see is some persons to put out some memes of Code still by the 10 Tails, wondering, you know, when he's gonna get some updates, or, you know, some shits like that. Like, why, it's been 72 hours, can't hear from Isshiki already, so something like that. Yo, Jadu. Serious. But yeah, man, like, I think getting some chapters dedicated, not necessarily dedicated, because between Code, Kashin Koji, Sarada, Mitsuki, the whole political setup, and then the start of the whole diverging ideals in terms of how to carry things out between Boruto and Kawaki, and then Amado's role in all of this needs to be balanced or fleshed out before the time skip. I'd say we need a strong foundation going into the time skip.
Yeah.
We have Ozone in the chat asking, what are your thoughts on Kawaki being the protagonist in the future? How can he turn his back on Konoha Village? Alright, so I'll say my piece and then we can hear what Paradox and William have to say. So again, I'll plug my videos as much as I want, because Apparently, I have no shame. So I spoke about in one of my Kawaki videos last year, right, where I kind of dissected and analyzed the conversation that Kawaki had with Boruto, and when Boruto says, "Yo, Kawaki, I didn't think you'd go this far," I've always, or ever since that video, I've always thought of it like there's a specific line that Boruto does not expect Kawaki to cross, and to me, that expectation leads to me thinking that Kawaki isn't evil, or he hasn't necessarily turned his back on Konoha, like straight up Orochimaru, let's just wipe out the village evil. But it's more along the lines of, and we kind of see it from last chapter and this chapter, where they build him up as being a character that's going to do some ridiculously extreme things. I just think Kawaki is doing the extreme, like a larger upscale version of what we see with his character in this chapter, where it's either he's doing his whatever he needs to get Naruto back, save Naruto, or protect the ninja world that Naruto loves. One of the three, I feel. But anyway, you guys can give your piece on the question. What are your thoughts on Kawaki being the protagonist in the future? And how can he turn his back on Konoha?
Protagonist.
Yeah.
Wait, protagonist is evil, right?
Nah.
I'm sorry. Sometimes my mind slips.
No pressure, man. No, protagonist will be the main character in this case. A lot of us have been joking about it for the last few weeks.
For him to be the protagonist, as I say, I feel that ultimately it's gonna come back to Naruto, because he's pretty much the only person and the only thing that I can see Kawaki and Boruto fighting over, specifically Kawaki too, because I mean, you know, when we first met him, he pretty much was like void, you know, he was like one of those brats, and you know, he's what he was used to. So he actually got a family now and somebody who, you know, looked up, he could look up to, and somebody who cared for him and so forth. So, and then remember that the main thing about the manga, sorry, not the manga, well, both the manga and the anime, is that Boruto is trying to be so much different than his father to prove him, you know, to prove that he's as strong and, you know, he can be a splendid ninja and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, even though he wants to walk his own path and, you know, pretty much, you know, look up to Sasuke, he still idolizes Naruto because, you know, the person that Naruto sees as strong, Boruto would like, you know, to be that person to Naruto too. So in a way, I feel like it's all gonna come back to him. And because of what happened in terms of, they're going to try something to save his life, and I think that's what's going to actually cause them to split. Now, in terms of it being Kawaki being the protagonist and then Boruto being the antagonist, it's possible, because the conversation that they had was just neutral. You know, Boruto said, "I didn't believe that you could go this far." How are we not to know that, you know, Kawaki is actually trying to save Boruto? Or are we not knowing that it's Momoshiki that's taking over Boruto? You know, a lot of persons are saying, "Oh, look, Isshiki, you know, Kawaki has the karma, Isshiki is there," but then they reveal things that Amada has the original code and all of that stuff. So, you know, how are we so sure that it's not Boruto and something with Momoshiki that, you know, having him, you know, do what he's doing? So it's really fascinating, and that's the main thing about the entire story that everybody wants to see right now, is like what's really going, well, not just the main thing, but it's one of those things that we want to see how everything ties together. So yeah, I think it's going to be with Naruto. I think he's going to be the main catalyst as to why these two persons fight.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. William, any comments on your part?
Yeah, basically what he just said. I think you said it before too. Kawaki has strong connection to both Naruto and Boruto, and to me, he'll be willing to do whatever it takes to save them. And that might not be to the best of the entire world, or at least the Leaf Village. So yeah.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, so Code, Ten Tails, Naruto. Sasuke. Do we have anything to discuss on the legendary Uchiha himself going into chapter 55? Apart from like a new arm, new eye.
They did him dirty.
You still think they did him dirty this chapter?
Yeah, I know it's for the plot and all of that, but come on, yo, that's it, bro. Like, man, that's all I gotta say. But in terms of Sasuke, I kind of like they still show that he was a genius. He figured out certain things.
Yeah, I love that. I love that aspect, honestly.
When he and Kawaki were kind of fighting together to kind of save Boruto, so that was cool. But yeah, there's not really that much to say about him. Oh, I like the look on his face when he actually, like when he said, "So that's Boruto's vanishing Rasengan," when he got that was so cool. Yeah, so he actually saw how potent, because I mean, if that caught him off guard, then say it's a really bad jutsu. But apart from that, there's not really that much I can say about him for this chapter. But yeah, just that's just our boy, I guess.
Yeah. Alright, we have Anthony Henry. Wagwan Anthony. I don't know if you were in the stream earlier, but welcome to the stream. We're kind of down to 9 persons now. I think the most persons we've had in the stream tonight, like at the same time, was maybe about 20 or so, or 22. Or down to 11, but back up to 11. But Anthony Henry writes, "Hey guys, given that we haven't seen any major deaths in the series in a while, do you think that the writers are going to have a year arc where they will just kill off all the characters?" Well, personally speaking, if the Otsutsuki clan invades, right? I do see, I don't know like which specific characters, but I do see a number of like the old generation dying. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like a year-long arc that sees a lot of the old. Well, Anthony doesn't specify if it's old, new, or whatever, but just characters dying.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head in terms of like mainly the old characters, because it's not really their series anymore.
Yeah.
So I think if major characters are gonna die, it would be most of the older characters that they, fan favorites. So, and I mean, come to think of it, like a lot of persons would prefer like Kiba and some other characters died than even though, if they kill them off, Naruto and Sasuke's death would be very epic. But yeah, I think it's mainly gonna be old characters, and I think it's going to well, not really think. It's pretty much the standard recipe. Is gonna jolt the new generation to see just how hopefully powerless they are, and the level that they really need to reach, because that's been a big thing for the entire series. Now how this next generation is definitely not ready. So yeah, I think that's would. But I'm not sure if it's gonna be like a whole year-long arc though.
Yeah. But dog, them can't kill off Kiba yet. Kiba still needs to be the 8 Hokage, isn't man? Can't kill the bro.
People die when they are killed.
Which series is that line from again?
Fate.
No, I could have sworn I heard some other character mention that line. Is it Fate? Jesus, peace. But anyway, Anthony Henry also writes, also, which scenario would mess Boruto up more? Him going in Borushiki and killing Sasuke, or killing Himawari, or Shikadai?
Himawari.
Dog, Himawari would be that that would be too. That be yeah man. That probably the Himawari. Definitely Himawari. But speaking of Himawari, I hope there's some tension between Boruto and her, or some emotional conflict going back to the village. Probably Boruto doesn't feel safe at home. All these things.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, because his greatest fear is that his body's taking over and them hurt persons who are closest to him. So yeah, man.
Yeah. Peyton Spurlock. Oh, hey, I just joined, so if I'm not gonna keep it up, good work. Respect Peyton. Yeah, man. Everybody who's here at the moment should know I'm just continuing on the grind to hopefully 20,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That's the goal. For the new chapters, I usually use the Manga Plus's website. Let me just post that in the chat here. I'd usually pin it, but I have a super chat pinned. So there's RS coming for a shot. Alright, so we have a very interesting question. How many years will it take for the Boruto anime to actually get to this point? And honestly, it kind of ties into a video idea I had regarding the next canon filler arc. So before I let you guys take it first. How long do you think before we get to this point in the anime?
2-3 years.
2-3 years. Paradox.
Maybe 5.
What? That would be too wild.
2-3, yeah. For sure, the next canon arc should be Kawaki. I don't know. Honestly, it would be cool if they do a movie in between.
That they take a break.
Where Kawaki and Team 7 go on a mission and do something.
Yeah, I'm pretty much expecting that to be the case. Like for the next set of canon filler episodes or expansion or stalling episode, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, when Kawaki comes to the village, I actually see him going on like a mission with the team. Probably that will last us like 4 months in terms of episodes, maybe kill time. Because this isn't like Bleach per se. I know in Bleach, you watch everything Bleach wise, William, right? No. No. Only on and off some stuff, but I followed the manga from the final, Blood War. Alright, so one thing with the Bleach anime when it came on to straight on fillers, not canon filler, but straight on fillers, is that you'd literally be in the middle of an arc and they'd literally cut to filler for the next episode. So,
yep.
And when it comes on to like Boruto, it seems they more so want it to be like a natural expansion of the manga's events when it comes down to the canon filler. So yeah, definitely having Kawaki go on a mission with Team 7 after it comes to the village seems more like it. I don't really see that, and the parts where Naruto trains him. Those are the 2 parts I see for like some natural expansion right there. So I guess to answer the main question, I don't see them getting to this point in the anime till probably the latter half of 2022, if I'm being honest. Like probably
Kawaki?
Like no, Anthony, no, not Anthony. Ozone in the chat was asking like how long before the anime gets to the events of chapter 54.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say probably another, because I doubt that they're going to do like, if they literally do like 1 chapter per week, they're going to catch up so fast. So
yeah, exactly.
They're going to put between to kind of dry them out a little bit. So yeah, I would say 2 to 3 years before they reach here.
Yeah, and for me, I'm saying like the last parts of 2022, probably like December 2022 is when I see this reaching this point, much less, if not like early 2023.
Sandra, a question. Do you actually enjoy seasonal anime more than long running? Obviously, most people wouldn't watch a lot of long running anime, maybe 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. But do you enjoy seasonal anime like that? Because like, look, My Hero Academia for me, right?
Yeah.
Having a season once a year and then you don't remember everything that recently happened. Yeah. And then the long wait. And then if the season in general is kind of mediocre, because the 4th season of My Hero was okay.
Yeah.
The second season, I barely remember anything. Last season was cool. From what I know of the next season, it's gonna be, I guess, okay until the war arc, which would be the next year.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, do
hmm.
you prefer seasonal stuff?
Alright, so there's pros and cons with everything. To be honest, I'm not sure, honestly, because like how you mentioned, the biggest thing is that after you like watch a season for one particular year, and if you're like not a manga reader, and then like the next year comes and like, oh shit, what happened last season again? And you might have to search up like a video on YouTube to recap or something if you don't want to like rewatch. But for me, the perfect setup would be a long running weekly, but in relation to its manga that it's adapting, the manga has to be like a decent distance away just to ensure the story quality of the anime. So I think that's the perfect thing for me where okay, like for example Demon Slayer, right? Even though it's seasonal, but if it was weekly it wouldn't have been a problem because the manga's done. But as I said, pros and cons because seasonal, the animation art is always gonna be like super consistent. So I'm 50-50 on it.
Fair enough.
For me, I would say it's right. I can understand persons who are anime only
Yeah.
in terms of the fact that you might, forget what happened last year and so. But as a manga reader, I am pretty much okay with seasonal. I actually like it because you don't really I don't like filler unless it's good filler.
Yeah.
So the fillers in like Naruto when they were telling some of the backstories, that was cool because that's actually stuff that we wanted to see. But if it's like filler that doesn't really go into the story, then yeah, I totally hate that. I like long running too, but it's I would prefer it like what Sanjay said earlier, where at least have the manga so far ahead that by the time the manga is supposed to be finished, it doesn't really matter because you have any amount of episodes to go. So as a manga reader, I like seasonal. I really do because I really hate the fillers.
Yeah.
And right now there's a lot of good. I hate it though when it's seasonal, like what Attack on Titans did when it took like 3 years to get season 3 or season 2. It was like so crazy. But if they do it at least every year, then I don't mind that. But if you're gonna make me wait like 2-3 years, then nah.
Yeah, what's the sense?
Yeah.
What happened in Attack on Titan season 2 again, Jed? It's like,
To be honest, and people are gonna crucify me for this, but I've watched 1 or 2 episodes, but I haven't fully gotten into Attack on Titan, which is on the list for this year to just binge through.
Oh, well, season 2 was pretty much just after they found out that Annie was the female Titan. So season 1 ended with
yeah, that is where they found out at the end that Ryan and them was who they were.
Yeah, that's like way down in season 2. So it took like 2 years for you to actually get the animated version of it. So
Wow.
yeah.
But the whole question, I know this isn't Boruto, but this season is supposed to be how many episodes? Because from what I heard, the manga ends in April, and an episode comes out each week. And as far as I know, again, it's actually pretty close to where the manga is now.
I'm not sure because I heard someone say that they were gonna do like 16 episodes for this season, and then some persons were saying that for the rest of the season they're going to do it in a movie, but it hasn't been confirmed specifically to say how much episodes is going to be for this last season as yet. But there is not. I wouldn't really say that they're really really close because by the time it ends in April, they won't catch up. So yeah.
Well, to me, I like long running stuff. I want to actually be able to watch the franchise I like every week. That is me. Hopefully they remake Berserk anime again and make it a long running.
Hopefully. All right. So Anthony Henry here. By the way, which new gen character would you be so surprised if they go on to be a badass after the time skip? Um, Probably Denki and something them. One of the something the girls Ah shit. You see, I can't even remember. Wasabi. What was it? Wasabi?
Yeah, Wasabi is the one with the chakra claw.
Wasabi.
What was the one with the whole chakra voice screaming thing? Wasn't she
Yeah,
Wasabi?
she's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. By the way, my name is Akil. All right, Akil. Well, you've been on the channel for a while, so yeah. Ozone Rise. What do you think about the Kawaki and Sarada relationship? Will they be together at last? Really, dog? I don't think there's anything there to go on. Honestly.
I think there is actually.
Really?
I was actually thinking about no, because I was like saying, all right, I don't think, even though they hint at it, I think it's just gonna be a little crush thing for, like, Sarada with Boruto, because Boruto wants to be like her dad and so forth, and but I think that with the introduction of Kawaki, another really cool character who he looks up to Naruto. Naruto probably gonna train, well, I'm hoping Naruto trains him further, but I think that she's going to fall for him, especially because Kawaki's childhood was really broken.
Yeah.
And she really know Boruto, and to me, I think she's gonna have just that brotherly love for Boruto, and she's going to be more for Kawaki. Worse if the prediction goes through where everybody is saying that Boruto ends up leaving the village and Kawaki is actually there with her.
Yeah.
Because I don't really think they're gonna put them together. Well, I mean, I was gonna say their children would be too broken, but that's if they're gonna continue the series after this. But they actually feel like she's going to be with Kawaki, because to be honest, even though they were showing that little side of her when she liked Boruto and all that, I really wasn't feeling it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, because that one scene when Sumire asked her, what you think or how you feel. What was that the question? How you feel about Boruto?
Yeah, or something like that. Like if she likes Boruto or something like that.
Yeah. All right. Let me just kind of update with the chat. So Anthony writes, I think they may go Kawaki and Chocho. I feel like you're trolling, Anthony.
I think it's gonna be Chocho and Shinki.
Hey, here's the thing. Of course, he writes. He writes, by the way, son, you were right. Black Clover opening 13 is fire. Yeah, man, it's sick. At first, I didn't like it, but after rinsing it a million times, yeah, man, it's sick. I tempted me watch. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, pre Clover, man. You see me? I'm not gonna say it's the greatest thing in the world, but yo, it's sick, and I think you'll enjoy it. And then Splinter Cell.
Don't get us started on that one.
Yeah. And Splinter writes, do you think that the rest of the novels in Boruto will be covered in anime? No, I have been a big advocate. I've been wanting them to put the novel content in the anime because honestly, obviously it is, well, quote unquote canon material, right? And obviously it's content I feel other persons do want to see animated. And it would be good, it'd be a good way to give us content that we want to see while allowing the manga to build up. And I would imagine each novel you could probably pump out, I don't know, probably 3 months worth of episodes out of each novel. Or how does that sound to you guys? I don't know.
Yeah, cause
that's cool. I think people are gonna bitch either way. That is one thing I don't know if it's just the anime community in general, or maybe just the Boruto, Naruto fandom, but either way, people bitch about some of these simplest things. So either way, people are gonna do that.
Yeah, true.
They should though. As long as the novels actually fit.
Yeah, because I think some of the novel contents with some of the novels, like the content would have already, the time period for that would have already passed, unless they're gonna make a hard cut to those novels. Like probably they set up a situation where like some of the characters involved in the novels like tell some of the new generation a story, and they flash back to the events of the novel or something, and some just to start it off.
Let me ask you this: what do you think about the community, if you even want to call it that? Their reaction to certain things, how they take certain things.
Like for Boruto or just anime in general?
Mainly Boruto, but anime in general. Like, if you look at Attack on Titan, what just happened with the whole thing and with the episodes, CGI, whatever, people's reaction to Boruto, all of that, yeah.
Like, I feel like you know how I'm gonna answer already, William. Like, I have a statement sometimes what says, I have a sayings that says, yo, things are serious, but not that serious. And I think I could say that to a lot of persons in the Boruto or anime community, because I just think the extreme ends of the persons who either bash or praise, I just think it's unnecessary, honestly. Like, it's not that serious. If I'm being honest, it's really not that serious. So I think the anime community and Boruto community in general, like, in a lot of cases, it can be a bit extreme. I think that's a good way to like describe it, honestly. I know everybody's different and thing, but and not everybody's gonna be like me, because like for me personally, I think for the most part I'm always in the middle of the road in terms of how I react and feel about a lot of the stuff in the anime community or just Boruto in general. Like, I'll say, you know, I feel this way, and then somebody will throw like an opposing opinion on me, and then like me try dissect them opinion and switch where I come from and say, yeah, that makes sense, and switch where you come from, and you know, like, yeah. But anyway, what you say, Paradox? As you say.
No, I was gonna say I totally agree with you in terms of persons take it a lot, like way too far. Like, you're going to attack the animators and you're posting stuff
like,
about
stuff like that.
that's
Just
too far, yo. And I mean, we're all anime fans. Just enjoy it. It's not gonna be perfect. It's written by a man. Story wise we might miss out, but try to enjoy the simplicity of it. Try to enjoy what makes it unique. Like, no matter what persons want to say about Black Clover, I don't care, because the thing about it is I'm an old school manga and an anime person. I've been watching anime for years now. Like, I mean, years. I'm not that young.
yeah.
I'm way up in the 20s. So, and one thing I realized too, I'm not saying that it's all of them, but I realized that majority of the toxicity is coming from younger generation fans or newer fans that are coming into watching anime and so forth.
Yeah.
And I keep telling persons, like, it's fictional. Just try to enjoy the story. It's cool if you don't like it, fine, because there's a lot of anime and story that I don't like. For example, I can't stand JoJojo, pun intended. I really cannot get over it just because of how the anime is and the colors, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So but I don't bash it though.
Yeah.
You understand? I don't bash it. I don't tell persons, oh, it's or that, because everybody has your own likes and dislikes about series and manga and so forth. So
yeah,
logical, yeah. I gotta say something, because what was it? I gotta say something because this is the weirdest thing to me, right? You have people. This is regarding to Boruto.
Yeah.
It could also be for any anime. So let me just say this: you have people who they don't like the series.
Mm-hmm.
They don't watch it, but they're always in a comment section or typing or commenting on it when they don't watch it themselves, or they're just looking at another person's view of it and they have no opinion of it themselves, or they just gave it like a face value chance and then deuces, and yeah, that is your choice. Cool. But then years later, you're still going on and you don't know how the series is actually going.
Yeah, true.
Now, even worse than that are those people who seemingly, and it's crazy to me, there's actually a lot of people like this, who actually watch a series they don't enjoy or don't enjoy the majority of, but for some reason keep watching it and following it. That's just crazy to me. It's mad weird. Like when I don't like a series or I just fall off of it, I stop watching it. I stop following it.
Just
I may
fall
check
off.
out something every once in a while, but that is it. I'm not gonna be talking about it every week. That is mad weird. And I see a lot of that, especially in Boruto when you're checking out reviews and stuff. Like it's mad cringe and weird.
Yeah, it's true. Like as I said, like just the way how persons go about things sometimes, it's just weird, unnecessary, and just uncalled for. Like it just really not that serious. Cause
Yeah, and the thing, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, but one of the things that I hate is the persons who tell other persons not to watch a series. Like, I would never tell, even though I don't like JoJo, I would never tell somebody not to watch it.
JoJo.
You see me? I'll see persons, this guy, I don't remember his name, but this YouTuber put out a video on Black Clover and why not to watch Black Clover and why he doesn't like Black Clover. And, there are so many things that they don't answer, they didn't do good. And I'm like, so and I think we were like way past the whole elf arc thing.
Yeah.
I was like, majority of the things that you have an issue with in terms of they are not explaining, they actually did explain it. And it's like, I'm like every point that he has, like, I mean, I didn't go against his personal taste because, he didn't like Asta's voice. And yeah, I didn't like it too when it started in terms of anime and so forth, but that's like your personal taste. But when you're saying certain things about the anime, like, the Diamond Kingdom attacked, or they were fighting with the Diamond Kingdom and we knew nothing about the Diamond Kingdom. Come on, in Naruto, when the Sound Village and the freaking other villages were, and the Sand Village attacked, we never knew anything about them either. So it's not like, so I'm like, everything, and I'm saying like, fine, you have your own opinion, but don't tell somebody not to watch it.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to.
That's the weird thing too you just mentioned, right? Because I've noticed it. I'm sorry. Because there are people who like complain about an aspect of a story before the author has even fleshed out or explained it.
Yeah.
If the author never explains it, then is a problem.
Exactly.
But you're complaining about something before the author explains or goes into it. Is mad weird. Is basically what you just said, Paradox. Something hasn't been explained yet. It's just beginning. We don't know the motives. We don't know anything. People complaining because we don't know yet. Like you wanna go into the future and know the story and then come back and say, oh yeah, it works out. Cool.
I tell you, man, people just different sometimes, isn't it? But yeah, Splinter Cell here in the chat asking, is the visuals for the Boruto anime justified enough to the manga drawing from Ikemoto? I mean, I would say yes, because at the end of the day, Studio Pierrot is still going to go with Kishimoto's art style for the most part, and then even the art style manga wise, compared chapter 1 or the earliest chapters till now, the art has improved, and I would say it's still not Kishimoto art, but it's leaning more towards that now. So I don't have a problem with the anime in terms of how it's adapted, the designs per se.
Wait, is it Kishimoto's art or Ikimoto's art?
Ikemoto's art right now for the manga.
Yeah, I kind of like, I really kind of wanted them to do Ikimoto's art because I haven't really seen, no, well, let me not say that because Kishimoto did do the one for like episode 65 and so forth when they were fighting Momoshiki. So yeah, scratch what I was going to say, forget it.
I feel like if it was like a different anime studio apart from Period, they would probably have taken Ikemoto's style, but for Period doing it so long, from original Naruto till now, they weren't gonna change the art style.
I don't even notice that big a difference between the manga. There's certain things, but not really a big difference. Like I prefer a lot of the anime looks.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it matches the whole Naruto universe and consistently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters look the same either way.
Yeah, it's not really that much big of a difference, but I will
Yeah.
say that the art has improved manga-wise from chapter 1 till now.
The thing,
Showing
the
is
thing with the
Sasuke.
anime is like remember Studio Parrot doesn't animate every episode. They have outsourced companies and stuff.
Yeah.
So if it's not a super important episode, sometimes it's not gonna be like the highest quality. They usually save their money for the best, most important parts.
Yeah, true. I might just kind of browse back through the chapter there, see if there's anything we're missing, even though I may probably want to soon wrap up the stream and thing. Is there anything we're missing, guys, in terms of the chapter? Kind of much covered Kawaki, Sasuke, Boruto. What's we kind of expect to happen after, like once they get back to the village?
Yeah, this chapter was pretty much. It wasn't really. It was a good chapter, but it wasn't like a lot of new information. We're like, oh, what's gonna happen here? So a lot of stuff were explained, and it was just pretty much trying to get control. Sorry, Boruto regain control and so forth. So it was a good chapter, but yeah, I think we pretty much covered most of it.
Yeah. A question. You guys found like the last 5 to 6 chapters have been lackluster. I watched a stream and I saw some reviewers say that, but to me, the last 5-6 chapters have been as good as from since chapter 16 before that. It's been all good, consistent, made sense, flowed well. I just didn't see it, but I guess that is what to each their own.
Yeah, so from chapter 16 till now?
Even before that, with the banded arc and stuff, it's just been, to me, keep getting better and better and better and flowing and flowing. So
for me personally, I know initially, and this is because of the contrast between the anime and the manga, at the time, because let me see, I started reviewing the manga at about chapter 24 or 25 thereabout. So back then, the anime for Boruto was, I think we were like episode 40 something maybe. So are probably later than that. So it's like I'm kind of trudging along through the anime. So like the manga by comparison was much more interesting to me, and like everything from chapter, even the bandits arc, like in retrospect, everything up from there till now has been pretty good to me. The only problems I've had, after listening to probably a few persons who are extreme about bashing Boruto, is that I could say that Kara definitely needs to be fleshed out more. I think that's one of the big things that we still need to wait more for get more on the Otsutsuki clan, but I think the biggest thing is just the antagonists in general they're a bit lacking. They need a bit more. That's what I would say.
Yeah. For me, I've been enjoying Boruto manga since chapter 1, to be honest.
I was a big fan of the whole chapter 1 because you have to recap the movie again, and I'm coming off Dragon Ball Super with the recap. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, apart from like the movie segment of it, I still read it though because I just wanted to see if they change anything. But
yeah,
I've been enjoying it since chapter 1, firstly, and I think the reason why a persons might say the last few chapters were a little bit lackluster is, remember, it's coming out monthly. So I mean, if the last 5 chapters came out in 1 month, it would be really good because people wouldn't really say it's lackluster. It's just about how he builds the story, and then people have to keep in mind that he doesn't tell everything in the manga. The manga is just mainly centered around the main issue, which is Boruto, Kawaki, and what's going on with the karma and so forth. So people should understand that in the animes, he's going to flush out the story a little bit more. So
I think
you guys find that Kara is lackluster compared to the Akatsuki?
I'm not as invested in them as the Akatsuki, I would say. Because to me, like if I'm comparing apples to apples, like we're pre-time skip, right? So we only know about, say back then, what, Kisame, Itachi, and then by the end of part one, we see that meeting between all the Akatsuki members, and then we find out that Orochimaru is a previous member of the Akatsuki. So I think like going into the Akatsuki, there's a bit more investment because not only are the members, at least Itachi himself, is tied to a character that we really care about, which is Sasuke at that point. We have Orochimaru, who, even though we don't know a lot about Orochimaru, he's a very, how should I say, can I say charismatic villain? And to learn that he was part of this organization that he left, and Itachi is stronger than him. So I just think there's more of an appeal about the Akatsuki pre-time skip compared to Kara pre-time skip, if you ask me.
I don't know, because well, this is mostly post-time skip, because a lot of the Akatsukis, their goals were basically all different things, where Kara at least has a more concise goal everybody's working for, who isn't a traitor and stuff.
Yeah.
Dudes in Akatsuki were either for money or just to kill people. And then the main dudes had different goals they didn't even know they had, the other guy had, and would have probably backstabbed each other either way.
Yeah.
For me, all right. I think the reason why most persons find it a little bit lackluster is Akatsuki pretty much tied into the overall theme of Naruto. Ninjas being ninjas, backstabbing, greater plot, somebody using the other person. You have to see through deception, but some person's deceptions are so great that you really don't see it coming, even though it took time to flush it out. But I think the thing with the car organization, it was brief, was quick, and you don't really understand each person's goal because I mean, Jigen is going to grant them a wish, but what are those wishes? Why did they join? And then also we want to see more about how the organization developed. It would be awesome if they had shown how Jigen actually, met Amado and how he convinced each person to join. You understand? To join I mean, apart from the persons who Amado built, but I mean, convince them how to join the organization, how he built the network, and so even if they didn't do it in one go, but at least give you little hints to it. So,
and then
I think that's the only thing with it, because they say that Kara is this powerful organization that is tied into almost pretty much every village and every corner of the globe or wherever for Jigen's purpose and all of that, but we don't really see how that was established, even though we understand why Jigen started it, but the other persons weren't really flushed out like that.
Well, we kind of are already getting that now in the anime.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm saying.
Like with the Rain Village stuff with Sasuke and Saide, and what they did with Victor, a little bit with Deeper, but the main thing with Victor and why he wanted it and everything.
Yeah,
he was a ninja. So the anime, I find, will do that and make it even more superior than the manga, like and everything.
I think that's one thing a lot of the persons who bash Naruto, well, not Naruto, but Boruto, have to kind of come to grips with that. Really and truly, the Boruto the side of the franchise, because it's so corporate, you just have to understand that the manga is one thing, the anime is one thing, and the novels are one thing. And honestly, at this point, as Paradox was saying, like the manga, just to kind of get through like the main points, and you really have to watch the anime, because like what Anthony Henry is saying here in the chat, that they could more like do some flashbacks in the anime to show how Jigen came to, and that could be a next set of canon filler episodes to see how Kara was like kind of brought together, like the main inner members were like, with the exception of probably Kashi and Koji, because they probably want to hold off on that until the Jiraiya clone reveal against Isshiki. But yeah, but I think one thing with the Akatsuki for me is that even with the contrasting, the way they operated with as pairs as well, and this is not like a knock against Kara, because the whole Kara hiding in plain sight is pretty cool too, but I just think we could see more of that. But I just think the dynamic between the duos with the Akatsuki kind of helps with the whole character acting for each character. So it's like you're watching them, and probably without knowing too much of their backstory, you can kind of understand why they'd be Rogue Ninja. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Let me see. We have DC 73. When is the Jogan coming to the manga? Why? People just asking about the Jogan. I don't know, fam. I don't know, guys. As I was saying earlier in the stream, I was expecting it to me, because I don't know if you guys hear me say it almost every month in my like chapter expectations videos. Those videos I do 3 days before the chapter. I'm always expecting the Jogan and I never get it. So I'm like, honestly, at this point, when it come, if it come, it come. I just can't bother. I'm tired. Tired to talk about it, honestly. It come.
Yeah.
But
You know, as you talk about the Jogan, it's a bit Joganish related, I should say. It's the scar, because when you were talking about it, the scar popped into my head, and I hear everyone saying, or not even everyone, even myself was saying it. I wonder how he's gonna get the scar before the time skip. What if he actually gets the scar in the time skip? So
well,
we don't even know who, what the fight was like before he reached to Kawaki. So probably he, don't
yeah,
even know if he got it there.
it's true. Why?
Oh yeah, the Jogan thing though, it's yeah. We want.
I mean, Jiraiya got his scar from Naruto in the time skip.
Pretty much. Boy, Jano.
But yeah, man, it was cool being on.
Yeah, man, as per usual. So the next stream at the end of month as usual. End of month stream. Probably should start calling the end of month subscriber stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, respect as usual, William.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was cool. Oh, until next chapter.
Yes.
Can't wait. But one thing at least, the next few chapters, there's no real predicting because anything could happen.
Anything. We kind of have to start get the content for that chapter first before making any. I mean, I'm still gonna do like 1,000,001 discussion videos, but yes, we kind of have to wait until at least getting the chapter to make so many long-term speculations, because as we say, anything happen politically, or on a character level right now. Yes, I mean. Yeah. But
yeah, man.
Paradox, respect for come out again.
Yeah, man. It's been long overdue. I've missed a couple of them, so definitely gonna try to be here for the next few. Plus, yeah, I want to be here for the end of month one because we need to talk about a few manga and anime that coming out this year.
Yeah.
That, yeah. So, and I was telling you that Sunday is now my new favorite anime day because of like Attack on Titans, Boruto. You have what's the name of that anime again? The one where he got reincarnated, the jobless reincarnation one. That one is really cool because I actually read the manga, and then you have the demon one with the guy with the key who is half demon, half human. That one's cool too. So I actually read the manga on those, but actually stopped. So there's a lot going on that's going to be awesome this year. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, man.
Wait, we're gonna get Kawaki what in the next four episodes? I would say.
I would say probably 3 to 4 because
this Sunday is gonna be the research building. Then after that, I'm guessing is when they fight the robots. Then
they have to fight. Yeah, the cave. Then have to fight.
I think it's gonna be like five
I think it's gonna be in February. February, March. I think it's gonna be like in March we see Kawaki, if you think about it.
Yeah, because they still have to fight and they probably might extend that, maybe.
Yeah, it's more than like it's gonna be March, which is gonna be funny because Isn't it April where they're gonna have a new opening too?
Yo, I want a V2 of this opening, my youth, because I love the opening, but I think visually speaking, well, let me see if I can get my words right. Not visually speaking, but I wanted some more action pieces in the opening. William?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the main action piece they had was, I doubt it's obviously gonna happen. Jigen fighting Boruto and Kawaki.
Right.
More than likely they just put them there to hide the fact of who he is gonna be fighting.
Yeah, true.
And wait, that isn't gonna even happen in this
Exactly.
or the next.
You know,
It's gonna be like the next maybe 3 to 4, 5 arcs.
Maybe if it's funny because me and Siddiqui that was here last end of month stream, we were joking about how anime studios tend to put stuff that never happened in the series in the opening. It's ridiculous.
Or at least in the current arc, because that didn't happen until what, the 30 somethings?
And it wasn't even of like a fight per se, because alright, so for example, when Isshiki came to the house, it was just what, Kawaki there. Boruto wasn't there yet. Boruto gets there. Isshiki is already taken Naruto elsewhere. So I don't think Kawaki and Boruto have even confronted Isshiki in a fight together, much less.
Nah.
Yeah, so you see? Exactly. It just never happened.
Yeah, the only person they fought was like Boro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's even further after that.
yeah.
Oh boy. But alright. Anyway, guys, respect for coming out again. Don't know. Been a fun stream. It wasn't as wild as if I got to actually, do this stream as the chapter drop. We didn't get as much persons, but as per usual, I enjoy it same way, isn't it?
Yeah, man. It's just timing.
Yeah, man. It was cool. Bless.
Yeah, man. And everybody else who's left in the chat, respect for coming out. Anthony, DC, Tuan. Who else again may I miss? Splinter Cell, Ozone, Jesus Feast. Many people like compiler list are like Getty, Yanli, if you're still here, everybody. Jerry Mocker, yo, everybody. Purple Uchiha, Fibs, if you're still there. And yeah. So, guys, I'll see you. I'll still more than likely do a dedicated review for this chapter, but that'll probably be like either tomorrow or Friday. But yeah. But respect for coming out again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Alright, cool.
Peace out, guys. Peace out.
Bro.